Hi students, Professor Brew here. I had a great time meeting with you today. I had a lot of fun critiquing your comps and your drafts, your first drafts for your stamp. And as promised, I'm here to show you how to make a scalloped edge for your stamp that looks like this in Illustrator. Most of you have your stamps made already, so you're just going to make a background for your stamp or a layer to set your stamp design on top of. The first thing that you're going to do is go to Window and open up Layers, Pathfinder, Stroke, and Align. So that's Align, Layers, Pathfinder, and Stroke. So once I have that done, this is my artboard right here. I'm going to hit the shortcut M or go to my toolbar and click on the rectangle tool. I'm going to set the default for my color swatches to black and fill to white. So once I have my panels open that I need, I am going to create a new layer, and that's Command L, and I'm going to go to my marquee tool, which is Command M, or I can go to the toolbar and just hit the marquee tool, the little box here, and I'm going to double click, and it's going to open up this little box, and I'm going to make a rectangle that's 1 inch by 1.5 inches and say okay. And there it is. Let's zoom in. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the rectangle. So I need to go to my move tool, which is the letter V. That's the shortcut for the move tool. Make sure that this is selected, and then I'm going to go to my scale tool, which is S, and I'm going to double click on that, and I want to go up to uniform, and I want to put in 80% and copy. What's happened here is this is going to become where I'm going to put my stamp design, and I'll show you how that works in a little bit, but first I need to actually hide this extra copy and lock it. So I'm going to twirl down, and you'll see that I have two little sublayers here. The top sublayer is my copy. I'm going to lock it, and I'm going to hide it, and then I'm going to select the bottom sublayer, and that is my big rectangle, and then twirl back up. So hitting V or going to my toolbar and selecting it, I'm going to make sure that this is selected, and I'm going to go over here to stroke. I'm going to increase the stroke amount to about 10. Then under cap, I'm going to select the round cap. Under corner, I'm going to select the corner. And I'm going to leave the align alone. And I'm going to select dashed line. And I'm going to make sure that the align dashes to corners is selected. And then I'm going to set the dash to 0, make sure that's 0. And the gap, now I'm going to play around with the gap until I get the spacing that I want. And that looks pretty good right there. So about 14 or 15 would be fine. So making sure that this is selected, I am now going to go to Object, Flatten Transparency. Under Raster Vector Balance, I'm going to make sure that it's at 100. It's a default 75, so I'm going to make sure it's 100. And I'm going to say OK. The next step is to go to Pathfinder and select minus front. And you can see that I get this nice scalloped edge. So the next thing I want to do is I want to fill this with a light gray. So about 214 RGB and 84 black would be good. CMYK is 15, 11, 12, and 0. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this image right here. So I'm going to Command C, and then I'm going to Command B. Now Command B is the shortcut for pasting a copy behind the top layer. I'm going to go back into color, and I'm going to make it a little bit darker gray. Go and say okay. The next thing I'm going to do is just use my arrow keys, and I'm going to move that dark gray over, and down just a little bit so I have a little shadow. So that's about 3 steps down. Then I'm going to select everything and I'm going to right click or control click and go down and group these two. Now I can twirl down my layer and turn on my inside layer, unlock it, and now I'm going to select everything. Then I'm going to turn to my Align tool and I want to go to Align to, make sure that that's clicked, and Align to Selection. And then I'm going to click on my Align to Center and distribute that evenly. Now that I have that, I can scroll up and lock my layer and bring in my design. So I'm going to make a new layer, which is Command L. This is going to be my stamp design. I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to hunt down my stamp design here. There it is, Intro to Graphic Skills. Okay. And I can drop my design right in there. There's the finished design. Okay? Hopefully you'll have fun with this and it won't give you too many problems. And I will see you on Monday. Bye.